Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we got Toy Biz, Marvel Legends, Galactis series, Professor X. And this is a figure that I was wanting so bad. And thanks to Ryan, I now own this figure and many more. I'm very, very grateful to have met Ryan, and he's a great dude. Hunted with him a couple times. Check out his Instagram. He takes some awesome photos of his pops and stuff like that. So his link will definitely be down below. Really, really awesome guy. So this figure comes in the bubble like it normally does. And then it has everybody from the wave. And then you got a little bit of bio right there. And you got Professor X, his stats. Which, for being the leader of the X-Men, I would have thought some stuff would have been over here. But there you kiddies go, in case you want to say my mutant's stronger than yours. But let's go ahead and rescue Charles. Professor X looking great out of the package, and he does come with some accessories and build-a-figures and all that good jazz. As for some of the non-plasticky stuff, he does come with a comic. Not for resale. And something that I thought was cool, which I didn't really care about, don't really care about, but I thought it was still a neat thing inside with the comic, was this thing for Fantastic Four. And it actually talks about the Fantastic Four, like each character. I thought was sort of cool, even though the movie was trash. And then it goes in to advertise like all the movie toys and things like that. But I thought it was a cool way to advertise Fantastic Four. Too bad the movie was a big turd. So he does come with one of the major parts of the Build-A-Figure, and that would be Galactus's head, which is awesome. It looks awesome, and it's heavy, which I'll go into details once I actually build Galactus. And then, last but not least, he comes with Cerebro. And this helmet is actually quite a thick helmet. So you can actually see it right there. So it's not like really like your flimsy plastic that you'd get, like example being like Ares helmet and stuff like that. Like, it's really like a hard plastic. And it's sculpted good enough. Now, as for the figure itself, I mean, it's awesome. Like, he can wheel around. And I don't know why it's making that noise. Like, you can hear all this rattling. And I'm not too sure if this was supposed to be, if you guys can see it, like, I don't know if this was supposed to, like, originally, like, roll back and then you let go and he rolls. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what this section is, because it sounds like the sound is coming out of here. Well, all the rattling. But the actual figure itself, in the wheelchair, looks great. It's just one of those things to where, when X-Men came out, having the leader of the X-Men being in a wheelchair, I thought was really, really awesome, very inspiring, because I'm sure we all grew up, we knew some kids that we went to school with that were in wheelchairs, things like that. I think that just, it's a really cool thing that Marvel did, is make a leader, you know, in a wheelchair. So definitely a really cool thing. Let's get him out of the wheelchair. And let's take a look at the wheelchair, since it is technically an accessory. It's sculpted well. I love the individual, like you see the pads and everything. I'm not a big fan of that big open hole right there. Then you got the pegs that go in his back. Cool little controls and buttons. So it's like a futuristic wheelchair. This part down here is sort of tilted, but it does have peg holes for his feet. And that could just be from packaging or time being in the package itself, so I don't mind it. But I just really, I like the wheelchair. I wish this part looked cleaner a little bit. But, I mean, they gave us a full wheelchair. I would have liked his hover chair, but, you know, hopefully we'll get one of those in the future. But, you know, you get a lot of people that are doing 3D printing of that hover chair that goes over this one and weird things like that. And it's like, I'm sorry, I can't pay $90 for somebody making a 3D print of something, which I know how much it costs to do something from a 3D printer. So $90 is sort of ridiculous. And the figure itself is how I would like my Charles Xavier to be. Growing up, from the comics, the cartoons, he always had a little bit of... He was a younger Charles. He wasn't an older Charles like, you know, we see in the movies and stuff. He always seemed like a younger guy, that if he wasn't paralyzed, that he could definitely handle his own, and even when he is paralyzed, he can still handle his own. But yeah, he always was a younger Charles to me, and the head sculpt is not too bad. I mean, this head sculpt could technically be a Lex Luthor. That's right, kiddies. I just crossed Marvel and DC. It's like, this is actually a Lex Luthor figure, and no, it's not. It's not. His arm articulation is your typical arm articulation, but before I get into that, let's see how far his head looks down. That's as far as head looks down. Looking up, he can look up quite a bit. Let's get that head rotation, a little bit of tilt, I guess. Not really. The whole business suit and tie sculpt's really nice. Paint app up here is overspraying on his collar, which sort of sucks. Arms go this far up. They can rotate all the way around. Bicep swivel, which looks nasty. Like, look at that. That is like such a nasty looking bicep swivel. Look, get that overhang. It's disgusting. It's like, if it's going to do that, just don't put it in there. He does have a double jointed elbow, which is awesome. He does have wrist bend and rotation hidden by the cuff, which is really cool. And then his fingers do bend. You know, because that's how we grab things, is like that. Or he could be waving. He's got some really long fingers. It's a little blurry, but yeah, the hands could have used some love. The hand sculpts aren't the best. But same articulation on this side. He does have a waist swivel, which is hidden by his jacket. Love how the buttons are painted. This is like a rubber, so like if you lift it up and you want to really take a look, it looks really cool. Then you got these gnarly balls right here, which I know this was like sort of Toy Biz's thing for all their characters, to get that really good articulation in the legs. It just looks nasty. But I can almost accept it, because I will be showing you something that would be even nastier for that. So he does have, you know, some really good articulation in his legs. They have that thigh swivel, which again causes that weird chunkage. Double jointed knees. Even gets a little bit of a shin swivel right there. Toe bend. Ankle bend and pivot. It's just, he gets all the articulation, minus some butterfly joints. But I love how the shoes themselves are painted in a glossy black, and they're actually sculpted really nice. They look like dress shoes. But this is really like a really good professor. You can have him standing, holding his temples, doing his telekinesis. You know, this is before his incident. Obviously, if you wanted him to be standing, or he's using some sort of ability to cause himself to stand and walk again. To pop him really back into his really loud chair, you know, pre-position his legs, make it a little bit easier for you. Put his arms down. Sort of just plug these into his back. I don't really peg his feet into the peg holes because I really don't feel that they're needed. He's not going anywhere. So it's not something that I feel like he's going to need to be pegged in like that. There you go. I mean, you can get a really nice back into seat position. And then just pop on. Well, it just popped right off and landed on his hand. There we go. A little snug of a fit, but you can get Cerebro to fit on his head. It would have been cool to have some more hoses and stuff hanging out, but you know, they did give us a lot. They gave us literally the wheelchair, you know, Build-A-Figure piece, the figure, and the Cerebro helmet, so I can't really complain about that too much. But there you guys have it. You know, if you guys have the Beast, Toy Biz Beast, and the medical jacket, you can go ahead and have him pushing Professor X around in case he runs out of battery juice in his wheelchair. But and speaking of the nasty crotches, so the ball joints was one thing I didn't really like, the balls down there. But look at this. That is the worst crotch design ever, in my opinion. I just think it looks so nasty. Look at that. I mean, together it's okay, but when you open it up to go pose, it's gnarly. So Toy Biz, pretty known for you know, doing some articulation that may not be the best, but I know DC uses that Beast articulation to this day. So DC needs to evolve a little bit so we can get some of these awesome figures from DC as well. But back to what I was saying, that is my review of Professor X, Charles Xavier, whatever you want to call him, the Toy Biz version of Professor X. And that's my review. I hope you guys like it. If you did, add a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, good luck hunting. Keep on collecting. Have a great day.